Hey, it's studio time. The Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Send your band submissions to Nate at radio949colorado.com.
And welcome back to Studio 94.9. It's the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Nate Wild once again with you. And I got our guests for the week, South to Cedars. Welcome, guys and gals.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming. I got Shauna, Ben, Greg, and Jimmy here with me. Now, if we could, let's start off by just introducing myself and the listeners to South of Cedars.
All right. Hey, I'm Ben. I am a guitar player slash singer slash songwriter in the band.
And I'm Shauna, and I do lead vocals and some percussion. And then we have Jimmy Eads, who plays bass for us, and Greg Fisher on the fiddle.
Cool. Tell me how the band kind of started, if you could. Your roots.
Well, Greg and I have been playing together. We are both musicians at the same Lutheran church in Fort Collins. We've been playing together for 7 or 8 years. Through that, and we met Shauna, how many years ago?
I think it's probably been 7.
7 years ago. So we were, the three of us were in a band called Jerusalem Road, which was kind of a gospel bluegrass band.
Okay.
Greg is still in that band. They're still going strong. But about 2 years ago, Shauna and I broke from that, and then we formed South to Cedars with Greg and also Jimmy, who is our young bass player star.
So
Star? Did you just say star?
He's a star.
Oh.
His head's getting bigger as
he
we
looks
speak.
like a star. He's
Yes.
For those of you listening, because you can't see, he's dressed really nice today. He came
Yes.
from a recital, is his story.
He's a snappy dresser.
Okay, cool. So you guys just kind of came from this group and then went off on your own and started South to Cedars?
Right, yeah, the Jerusalem Road, it was more of a nonprofit fundraising type band.
Okay.
South to Cedars, we're all about making money. We want to get rich.
Okay.
Live.
But
How's it going?
well, we've got a ways to go. No, the real focus is focusing more on doing some original songwriting.
Okay.
We do plenty of covers as well, but we try to do them kind of in a unique way. And so yeah, that's the main reason. With the other band, we kind of did more traditional stuff. We did a few originals, but this band's definitely more focused on that.
All right, very cool, very cool. Let's play one of those tunes. What do you say? This one I played, I don't know, it's been a while, but this was the first song I heard from you guys. I played it on the air on a different show. It's called Yellow Lines. Can you tell me about this song?
Yeah, this song draws from a couple different relationships with girls. I think one, I was living in Bozeman, Montana at the time, going to school at Montana State University, and the girl I was dating at the time, we drove to Spokane, Washington to see some friends, and then we broke up there. And then we drove all the way back. We drove all the way back on the interstate kind of in silence. It was like about a 3-hour drive.
No.
So it was kind of the yellow lines are like, okay, when you're on a 2-lane highway and you can't pass and you're just stuck there, and it was kind of awkward. So some of the song draws from that, and it also kind of focuses on, being in a relationship. You kind of give part of yourself to that other person, but then when you break up, you still kind of own part of that for a while. And so that's sort of where that song's coming from.
How long is the drive from Bozeman to Spokane?
I think it's like 3 hours.
It's long.
Wow.
Or no, maybe it's more than that. I don't know. It seemed like 10.
So you guys sat together in a car in sheer awkwardness for like the duration of Titanic.
Yeah. It was
Wow.
pretty good. Yeah.
That is good
So-
inspiration, though, I guess.
Yeah,
you know? I'm so glad something great came out of it.
Yeah. And then, these guys each added their, with the fiddle and the bass, and Shauna's singing added their flair to it. So,
All right, very cool. Once again, South to Cedars is joining me in the studio today. It is Studio 94.9, and this is called Yellow Lines. Take it away.
Told you you were my best friend before I realized I was in it over my head. Just steal it, well, it's something then that you've got to own. So lock it away. Hey, hey, staring down these two yellow lines that were keeping you and I from making good time. The cars are creeping, the conversation has run dry. Standing in this desert alone, I can feel it when your gravity takes hold of my bones. And if you steal it, well, it's something then that you've got to own. So lock it away. Hey, driving in this city alone, I can feel it when your gravity takes hold of my bones. And if you steal it, well, it's something then that you've got to own. So lock it away. Hey,
Yeah. Yellow Lines, the title of that tune. South of Cedars is joining me today. It's Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. So I want to get some of your influences as individuals. Ben, we'll start with you. As far as, playing music as a musician, who spoke to you? Who kind of got you into playing music?
Well, I will give you the whole history. No, I started on guitar freshman in high school, and I was big into like death metal, Metallica, stuff like that. But
I get the story a lot. I was the same way. But
yeah. So anyway, I learned to play guitar on electric guitar, but lately, my influences are bands like Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Wilco, Decemberists. I kind of like kind of the indie folk scene. I like all sorts of music, but those are kind of my big ones.
Do you still own an electric guitar?
I do, actually. There is a little bit of electric guitar on the latest album we put out on Sunny State, but I don't play one live, so it's just kind of for messing around.
Do you ever play the old, metal?
Only when I'm with friends and we're just trying to, pull out the most random song. I'll try and do some Van Halen or something like that or whatever. See if I still remember any of that stuff.
We do cover Led Zeppelin, and he pulls out some pretty good licks for that. So
yeah, that's kind of fallen by the wayside, I would say. So,
I could see that. Yeah. Okay, all right. Shauna, what about you?
Oh gosh, I grew up on country music. That was what was played in our house. I guess I love Emmylou Harris, Willie Nelson. I like alternative country a lot, but I also I love bluegrass music. As a child, I loved anything that had harmony in it. So Everly Brothers.
Okay.
Those kinds of things. So.
By alternative country, what do you mean exactly by that?
Oh, Wilco. It strikes me that way.
Cowpunk.
Yeah,
kind
a
of
little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody
So
else?
I'm not a huge fan of traditional country, but there's some of that I like too. But that's what I grew up on. So.
Sweet. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Jimmy. What about you?
Oh man, I didn't start getting into music pretty much at all until early in high school. I listened to a lot of kind of indie folk kind of stuff. I listen to Joshua Radin a lot. I listen to Gregory Alan Isakov. And then when I got to college, I got into the weird stuff. I I listen to a lot of jazz. I love Jacob Collier. I love Becca Stevens and her band. I listen to a lot of Hiatus Coyote. For listeners who know who any of those people are, there's absolutely no overlap with South of Cedars.
I was going to say, I find myself a pretty musically, aware guy, but I don't know any of those people.
They're all a lot of jazz.
Okay, all right.
A lot of jazz, a lot of vocal stuff. But I definitely, and I'm studying jazz now at UNC in the vocal studio under Kerry Marsh, who is also made kind of a name for himself as a recording and performing artist with his group Vertical Voices. But jazz definitely isn't everything I do, as evidenced by the music I do here.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of the fact that I get to maintain diversity in my own personal taste and in the stuff that I perform. I'm playing with these guys. They're a folk band. Igus Davis is another folk band in the Greeley area.
Yeah.
So that I'm playing with. I play banjo with them. Yeah.
So were you here when we did the Igus Davis show?
You did an Igus Davis show?
Okay, I guess not.
I don't suppose so.
That was a while ago. That was our third show. It was the third week in December, I want to say.
Nice. Well, who all came?
There were like 7 of them.
Seven of them?
It was a full room, yeah.
Nice. Now there's 9 of us, and
I think there were 9, but everybody couldn't show up, something like that.
Yeah.
So that
might have been
right?
it. That might have been it. I might have had another gig with South of Cedars.
Okay.
It's definitely tough to schedule.
This is all coming together now. Jimmy wasn't here. All right. Cool. And Greg, what about you?
Well, I've been playing fiddle almost my whole life, but at the end of high school and in college, I started playing bluegrass and folk and old time. I played in an old time string band, and we played for a group of cloggers and kind of toured a lot of bluegrass festivals that way. So I've always kind of leaned toward the bluegrass and old time string band music, and so you'll hear that a little bit too, I think, in my playing. But and this band has some of those influences as well. So
very cool. So let me ask this: how did you get hooked up with the band?
Well, as Ben had said, actually it was a pretty good story. My wife and I moved from Minnesota to Colorado when we were looking for a church. Mm-hmm. And for one Sunday, I wasn't able to go with her, and she went and visited our church, Spirit of Joy. And she called me on the phone immediately after. She says, "Greg, we have to join this church." She says they've got like a mandolin and a guitar. They're playing bluegrass, and they don't have a fiddle. So, and Ben, of course, was one of the guitarists in the band, and we kind of branched out, as Ben mentioned, with Jerusalem Road, and so that's kind of how we got, and then the rest is history, I guess.
I get you. Okay, cool. Well, sweet. Let's play another song. What do you say? Looking Up is the title of this tune. Can I get a little background on this one?
Sure. This one is once again kind of loosely based on relationships that I've had, and it's kind of a song about where things are going really well, and then you say they're going well, but you're more sarcastic about it because they're really not. This has kind of come from being in and out of some different counseling and things like that. So it's based on that, but it's always with the positive attitude that things are going to work out, things are looking up, and so that's what this song is about.
I love that. Very cool. All right, once again, South of Cedars joining me in the studio today. It's Studio 94.9. This is called Looking Up. Take it away.
version of the ones we used to be. You can talk about me in the third person or do the same. Then we will be in love. Yeah. Things are looking up. Fly your words in my general direction. Pray this song will then will land. Still my head keeps dropping this connection, and I hope you try and understand. Yeah. Things are looking up in love. Yeah. And we'll be so in love. So in love. So in love. Yeah. Always searching for a better version of the ones we used to be. You can talk about me in the third person, I'll do the same, and then we will be in love.
Yeah, looking up. South of Cedars joining me today at Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Now, South of Cedars, what does that mean? Can somebody tell me how this band name came about?
Okay, I guess I'm responsible for this one. We searched very hard for a name, and South of Cedars, it comes from, is it in Mississippi? There's a short line railroad which runs north to Redwood and south to Cedars. And so through random internet searches is how we found this name. But we liked it when we saw it. We felt like it was a good fit. I think everybody has a different associated meaning. Greg thinks it means death. He's the oldest one in the group.
I could see it. I could see it. Being some metaphorical thing going on there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We thought it had a kind of an organic feel to the name, and that fits with our band, I feel like.
Who else has a different meaning? Is that the only other interpretation of the name?
I guess, going back to or adding on to what Ben said about, having sort of an organic feel to it, I associate cedar with being a very strong wood, and I think the three of us, we've been together for a long time, and I feel like this is a pretty strong thing that we have together here. And then also, the organic feel of our music, even the covers that we do, we try really hard to put a original and unique spin on them.
Yeah.
So that people can, maybe we'll play a song from a punk genre and take it and turn it into something that, an acoustic listener would appreciate.
Can you give me an example of that?
Yeah, we cover The Kids Aren't All Right by The Offspring.
Yes, nice. That's so cool.
So, and we always get a really great reaction
I'll
to
bet.
that, from an audience that would probably not ever listen to that music. So that that was a challenge from my husband. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Challenge accepted?
Yeah, actually, yeah. He took it and ran with it. Wrote a really great arrangement for it, and
that is so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. So nobody's ever been to this Mississippi rail line at all?
No. Never have.
Planning a road trip, maybe doing
I don't know.
Doing a birthday gig over there or something?
We will see.
There's probably nothing there.
Yeah. It may not even be in operation anymore. Who knows?
Oh.
So.
Well, cool. I love that story though. That's cool. You know,
Cool.
There's a little meaning behind it, even though you've never been there.
Yeah.
All right, the final tune of the get together is called "Tell Everyone." Can you tell me about this?
This song is pretty much completely fictional, kind of fun song, made up. It started with the guitar part, and out of that came basically a story about somebody that's committed a crime and is now running from the law. And so we gave it to Shauna to sing because she's the shadiest one in the group. So I don't know. It's just a fun song. We had fun working on it. Well, actually, we about killed each other working on it, but we like where it's at now, I think. So
Cool. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Glad to hear everyone survived.
yeah.
All right, once again, South of Cedars joining me. Studio 94.9. This is called Tell Everyone. Take it away. Yes. Tell Everyone is the title of that tune. South of Cedars joining me today at Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Now tell me, what's coming up next for South of Cedars?
Oh gosh, well we have a lot of great shows coming up, and you can see all of our shows on our website at southofcedars.com. But I think the three big shows that we have coming up next are, of course, we have Foco MX in Fort Collins, and that is on Friday, April 28th. We'll be at the main line up on the rooftop.
Cool.
So,
Hopefully it's not snowing.
I don't think so.
What time are we at?
We're at 10:30 at night.
Oh, cool.
That night, but we have a great lineup. The lineup that night is Grace Kutch, Matt Skinner Band, Goats, and then us, and then Grant Sabin and the Juke Joint Highball. And then after that, on May 3rd, we have a show at Globe Hall. That'll be our second time to play down in Globeville. Great barbecue place, but really a great music room. They have a brand new sound system in there. And it's just
Nice.
it's great. So, and you can get tickets for that on Ticketfly. And then on June 22nd, we get the pleasure of kicking off the Foot Lagoon concert series here in Loveland. And we'll be opening for Ruth Moody from the Waylon Jennys.
And is this is like the exclusive world premiere announcement of this, right?
Yeah, well, we've been able to say it before on the radio that we were
Okay,
playing that
okay.
night, but not who we were with. They have not released all of that yet, but we did get permission from the city of Loveland to say that. It's really a special thing for me because when I was growing up, my parents used to take me to the concerts in the park down at Eastside Park, where the Chilson Center is now. And my mom always said that that's really where my love of music started. I was the little girl that would stand in front of the stage and just be, mesmerized.
Oh, how
and
cool.
So to play for the Loveland community in that particular place is really meaningful.
Yeah.
So, and not to mention, it's a great venue. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. What was the album you sent me? These guys and gals sent me not only an album, but there were some stickers. I have a keychain. I have a bottle opener on my keychain that says South of Cedars right now.
Think about when you drink beer.
Right there. What's the record called? Sunny State?
Yep, it's called Sunny State.
All right. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for coming in, hanging out with me, sharing your music, and sharing your stories with us.
Thank you. Thanks for
so
having
much,
us.
mate.